Alright, hope everyone's doing wonderful today. Today what I got in store is I got a new project that I'm starting. This is going to be an arcade joystick box. It's just going to be a USB box that you can plug into any system and use it as an arcade controller, which I thought would be a really fun idea. And just want to go over all the utensils and materials and things that I used to make this. First of all, I had to make some blueprints that were made out of vector lines from a program called Inkscape, and I did make them. And I ordered the parts again from a company called Ponoko. This time I got a black melamine cover, I believe that's the name for it, and all the parts are cut out from them. I have them all in front of me right here, kind of similar to my arcade cabinet if you did see that video. And this time I went with an interlocking notch system. If you can see right here, the notches interlock with each other, which I thought would be easier for squaring up the box and gluing it together. So I tried a new way, and it took a little while to make the dimensions and everything correctly. You have to be very precise with these laser cutting surfaces. If it's off by like a millimeter, the whole thing can be off. So I did make an interlocking thing, so everything does kind of notch together like Legos or something like that. So I have all the parts laser cut out from a company called Ponoko. I have them right here. This just has a little bit of blue painter tape on it because I'm going to be gluing it soon, and I don't want glue on the corners right yet. So I do have the black parts from Ponoko. It is 0.25 inch MDF board. It is just kind of black here because of the laser cutting it, and if you rub your finger on it, you do get a little bit of the char on it from the laser cutter. But it's 0.25 inch, quarter-inch MDF board with like a black melamine cover. I believe it's just like some sort of plastic cover on it. I thought it'd be nicer to have a different color than the natural. And then there is a bunch of things that is used for the actual innards of the arcade box, which I will be taking out now. Let me just see. So first of all, an arcade machine isn't anything without all of the arcade buttons. This time I decided to go with red buttons, and then also a player 1 and player 2 button as well. It's going to be a similar setup to my arcade machine. It's going to have a middle port right here for some USB ports. It's going to have the player 1, player 2 button here, and also the start and select button here. All of these are 30mm holes that I had Ponoko cut out, and these are really nice push buttons from a company called Suzo Hap. They are genuine ones. They are a little bit more expensive than some of the ones you could get online, but I feel like it's better to go with quality over quantity. Honestly, if you're going to make something and spend a lot of time into it, you really want it to be good, and you want to use good materials as well. So these fit in these 30mm holes actually absolutely perfect, and these will be great. So I'll be wiring those up as well. That'll probably be later on in this video, or maybe another video. We'll see if this is just going to be one part or not. So I have all these Suzo Hap buttons right here. There is, I believe, 12 of them in total. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me just count. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, I just didn't see the white one. And they do have all of the switches as well, which is pretty nice. So they do have really nice switches here. Really like the tactical sound and feel of them. So these just kind of fit inside here right now. I won't put them in because they are hard to install the buttons if you put the switches in, so you got to do those in after. So it does come with a bag of the switches as well. Got them from a seller on eBay, really nice seller. And I also got the arcade machine. Wouldn't be anything without the joystick. I got a Suzo Hap, I think competition style joystick as well. Really nice joystick as well, and it is matching red as well, which is pretty nice. So here is the joystick itself and all of the parts for it as well. That'll probably be later on in the video, which I will install it, which will be nice. And let's just see. You also need some just machine screws to help support this in. You gotta put them in these holes right here to mount it in here. If you can see, this time instead of drilling holes for it, I actually had them laser cut the holes in there, and they do line up perfectly. You just have to really match up the dimensions. You can see, where is it? Let's just match up those holes. There you go. All the holes match up perfectly. You can see right through them all. So you just got to really double check all of your measurements. You really don't want to mess that up. So it fits perfectly. Very happy with that. Came with a joystick as well, and I have all these buttons. Again, the joystick is from a company called Suzo Hap. A little bit more expensive, but honestly, for things that you really like and really want to do well with, it's better to get quality over quantity and price and stuff like that. Just literally pay for the best that you can get. So I have all these buttons, really nice buttons that feel really nice. And that the seller also has different colors, and also like the first player and 2 player buttons as well. So those are pretty much the controls for it. You also need the 0 delay USB encoder, which if you saw my other video, this is what it is. It's pretty much the board here. Is the board which communicates to your computer or whatever you plug it into, letting it know what the buttons are doing right now. So I'll be installing this as well, and it does have all the connector pins as well for all of the buttons and the joystick. Small little USB connector PCB board as well. So we'll put this in there. You can just find these online. If you type in 0 delay USB encoder, you will find them. So big old bundle of wires I'll be putting on there as well. I also have another one of these as a badge. It's like a really cool, actually open up right now if I can. Nice little USB extender thing. Let's just see. This again will fit inside of this hole right here on the exterior. So there'll be some 2 USB ports as well, which you can plug in another controller through this, or charge a phone or something like that if you'd like while playing. And this all installs again. This nut goes all the way around, and you can screw it on there the back, similar to the joystick buttons and the buttons as well. So that's a really nice thing. Just a nice little extra accessory you can charge or plug in another controller if you'd like from it. Pretty sweet, I feel. Let's just get this here. That's a nice product as well. I did do a review of that in the past. Feel free to check out that video if you're interested. And I also have a tiny little USB kind of extender brick. This is just going to be actually what is running to whatever you're plugging it into. And then I will also plug in the USB encoder to this, and also plug in these 2 ports as well. So it'll be pretty nice to be able to plug this in. This is like a Unitech small little USB port. That's what it's called again, USB 3.0 port. So this will be inside of the unit itself as well. And also you're going to need a bunch of tools for this. I do have my drill. It's a Black & Decker 5.4 amp drill. It's a corded drill, so it does have to be plugged in. I also have a new tool that I'm going to be using for this. I just do a review on it. If you're interested, check it out. It's just like a Bessey strap clamp, which would be really great for just holding the box together while I glue it. Really nice tool and product as well. And then also just all sorts of small little tools as well. Need some little lengths of wood, got some like painter's tape, got some machine screws, got some glue, and really just some time and love to make this all work. So anyways, that's pretty much what is going to be happening. I'm going to be making a really cool small little arcade joystick controller that you'll be able to plug into whatever you want and really just play some games and have fun with it. So anyways, just want to share this with you all and stay tuned for the rest of the progress. Alright, and now I'm going to be gluing the most of the box together right now, just in front of you. So all of these parts, they interlock and they actually fit together quite nicely. I did put a little bit of tape on the edges on both sides of just this bottom section, just so I can take out the bottom section after. I don't want to finish and glue that in yet. I just kind of want to glue the sides together first. So let's just dry fit all of this together. Everything fits together very nicely. It was laser cut by a company called Ponoko. Just takes a while to make the vector lines for it. You got to make sure everything is really nice and perfect. You really don't want to order it unless you're sure of all your angles, edges, and everything like that. Otherwise, you will get a project that won't fit together, especially with these products like this that you really want to fit together perfectly. Just double check all of your lines and stuff like that. Not super hard to figure out the program, Inkscape. Pretty nice. So anyways, this is just a dry fit of the box today. You can see it fits together nicely. You're going to have some of the holes right here. And these 2 pegs at the top, I did have to shave off a little bit because this is the top of the box. And you can see they have the peg holes here. It will fit in there once I'm done, and I will have it be screwed on after as well. So now I just want to apply a little bit of glue on the edges here, strap the whole thing together, and just really go at it that way. So I'm going to be taking in my really nice strap clamp from Bessey. Let's see if I can do this easily. I like to just kind of set this up here, put these around the edges. Need a little bit more slack, I would say. A little bit more slack. Just pull it out a little bit. There we go. And then let's just kind of, I guess, start gluing it together. I might speed up this part. Not really sure. Let's just go with it and see what happens. Put a little bit of glue on the edges. Each of these, just some Gorilla Wood glue, great wood glue. And let's just go at it. Alright, let's see. A little bit of glue right here. Just gluing these edges right here. And also this one here. And there we go. Got one of the sides. Just squish it together. And then put this in place. Now I will wipe off all the glue. momentarily. All the excess glue in the corner right there. Just want to kind of get these all set out first. Then again, I'm going to glue this part right here. Just some nice wood glue. And I will let this cure and dry for quite a while. You definitely want it to cure. And I will be reinforcing this with some wooden parts in the center as well. Always nice when you're doing good wood glue, just have some wet paper towel handy as well. I did put parchment paper down underneath it just to prevent anything like that. I'm actually going to take this right here, just soak up some of that glue. Again, soak up some of this glue. Very nice. And I will be wiping off the excess on the exterior as well. Now I need to glue these sections here. I'm going to just put a piece of tape just to hold them together for a minute right here, because I really don't want it to fall apart right now. Just to hold it together, you can see in the corners, just for a minute, just to hold it together. Now I want to glue this section right here. Right, put a little bit of glue on these parts. There we go. And this side as well. Some nice glue. I'll just use my finger, rub it a little bit. Just get some full coverage, wipe the excess glue off, and then let's just stick it together. There we go. Now I just want to stick this part together real quick, just with a piece of tape, and then I will wipe off the excess glue with a wet paper towel. Let me just go grab a couple more wet paper towels. I'll be right back. Alright, and let's just wipe off the excess glue with some of the wet towel that I got now. Wet paper towel. Okay. Get these sections all together. Wipe off the exterior. Just make sure it's nice and clean. I believe this glue does dry clear. If I'm correct, if I remember correctly. But you still want to give it a nice cleaning everywhere on these corners. And on the inside as well, there's a bunch of glue in there. To wipe off the inside as well. Make sure everything's lined up. Inside. There we go. Okay, now that we have these all set up, let's go ahead and tighten this strap clamp. Line these all up in the corners. Really nice strap clamp, especially for boxes and stuff like this. I thought it'd be perfect. Go ahead and line it up. Give it some tightens. Make sure they don't slide around the corners. There we go. A couple more tightens. Put this into position. Make sure everything's correct. Wipe off any excess glue as well. Don't want to really glue the straps on there. Just do quick once around again. Tighten it a bit more. Slide this up. Give myself a little more room. Okay, let's get these sections too. A little bit of glue there. There we go. Nice, clean it off. Get rid of any excess glue. Alright, right in the middle now. Now let's tighten it up. Then you tighten it up. Oop. There we go. Nice and tight. Now we'll just take this glue, get it off there. Quick little once-overs of all the corners. There we go. Nice. Looks pretty good, pretty good. Alrighty, so now we just let this dry for quite a while. Really like these strap clamps, really work quite well. Just make sure to get one more corner over here, any excess glue. Now, we just let it dry for quite a while. I'm going to let it dry for a whole day. And then later on, I'm going to be taking some wood inserts and inserting them in the corners, kind of like I did last time. Then I'll also be putting some screws in it, I believe. I believe I'm going to be putting some screws in it to help with any stability of it, just to really improve the stability. Just clean this whole thing off, put a piece of paper through there. Very nice. Anyways, that is the first step of me gluing my arcade joystick box. I'm going to take off these tapes because really the clamp is doing its job now. And this tape isn't doing anything. Anyways, we'll let it dry and I'll see you all in the next step. And this is how I kind of strengthen the box. First I cut out some little wood lengths. Then I'm using some wood glue to hold it into place. Then I just set in some buttons. And then I just test fit the wood pieces to make sure they fit with the buttons. Then I glue in the first wood piece, just with some Gorilla wood glue. Then I hold it in place with painter's tape. That's just the wood with the glue on it. And then I put it in the other corner as well. And then I let it set with the painter's tape for a whole day. And I do this for the first two corners. And then I go ahead and mark it with the paper ruler. And then I make a little mark on it. And then I drill in some holes with a countersink drill bit, just so everything's nice and flush when I put in the screws. And then I just put in the first couple screws to kind of pinch the box together into the wood pieces. Then I start to glue in the other corners as well. And I tape them with painter's tape, then let them cure. And that's the first 4 corners. Then I remove the bottom of the box. And that's just what it looks like so far. All the 4 corners are drilled and glued. Next I put in the wire. I actually had to sand a little bit more so the wire fits better. Then I set the wire into place, put glue in all the notches, and I set the bottom in and hold it in place with painter's tape and let it cure. And that's what the box looks like with the little wire in it. Then I glue in some supports for the bottom, and then I glue in the top 2 supports for the top as well. Those are just holding them in place. Then I make a mark with the paper ruler. I drill in all the holes and I screw in all the screws to really strengthen the box. And that's pretty much how I made the box really strong and held together. And as you can see, I finally have the box kind of fully assembled for the most part. I just have to put the top section on after. I do have all the holes drilled out. These were already pre-made, these holes, but I just used the countersink bit to kind of get it flush in there. So when I put the screws in there, they'll actually sit flush with it, so it won't be in the way of your hand when you're using the joystick. You can see all the corner supports and everything. Everything is flush in there, very nice and flat. Can't even see the screws on the side. And everything is glued in there and screwed in place, kind of clenching the whole thing together. I have this Unitex kind of USB extender here, and this is like the cord. And I'm going to just start installing some of the outlets and the buttons and stuff. So first of all, I'm just going to feed through this awesome USB extender and a great little flush mount. There we go. Now I got to put on the screw on the back of it. Alright, got the little nut bit. I will put that on there, feed it through. I wish that they made these in shorter lengths for some of the cables, but it is what it is. Because now there's going to be a lot of excess cable inside of this, but better to have excess than to have not enough. Let's see if I can get this on here real well. It's a little tight. Let's see if I can do this. And it's not catching. I'm getting it on sideways. Alright, come on now. Fit it on there. There we go. Screw it on. Gotta tighten on this nut right here. Overall, this project didn't take super long to make. Just really mostly the time is to order the parts and stuff like that. I used all really high quality parts for this just because it's better to make it high quality than not. you want to make something that lasts. You don't want to make something that will fall apart. I wanted it to be all laser cut, really nice precision. I wanted all the components to be super strong and sturdy, and some of the best buttons that you can get, so I went with Suzo Hap. I don't know how I'm going to twist these around in here right now, but these have to eventually go inside here. Alright, so I have some in there right now. So these are now connected to this USB 3.0 right here. So whatever you plug in here, like another controller or whatever you want, you can charge your phone as well. You'll be able to use it through here. So it's pretty cool. Had to get a little USB dock to make this work. And then the other thing that I have to plug into this USB dock is the USB encoder. So again, it comes with the little PCB board. You got to use this power, the USB power on it. So I'll plug it in here. There we go. Nope. Alright. Got the power here. I don't know which side will be better. I can move this to the right side if I have to. I kind of just want to see how everything fits in there. Got the power here. Obviously, this is the power slot right up top. I don't know if I'll put in the power last. I just kind of want to see how everything fits in there right now. Here's all the wires for it. And now let's just kind of work on some of the buttons. So I'm just going to put a red button. I wonder if it would be easiest to actually put the wires on these bits. I will do that first, actually. I'm going to put the wires on all these bits real quick. These are all of the switches. Some really nice switches. Love the click on them. And each of them gets one of these bits right here. Alright, let's just put them on real quick. Now just got to slide in all of these connectors. I'm going to be putting them on these contacts right here. I just think it would be easier to put them all on the wire so I don't have to try to get my hands cramped inside of the box when I do it. So there's one, and I have 12 buttons, so I have 12 wires to install. Not super hard at all. I'm going to do blue on the top one and then white on the middle one. And these are the two connectors for when it gets pushed. If you connect these two, it's when it gets released. Since I just want them to be triggered once it gets pushed, I put them on the bottom two, or the top two in this situation. I'm going to just go ahead and keep putting these all on. Super easy to just slide on, relatively easy. You don't really need a tool for this, which is nice. No soldering or anything like that. Nice little button kits. And this all came, all these wires came with the USB encoder itself, which is pretty nice. The buttons didn't come with any wires. They came with the switches though. So just keep that in mind. Know if your buttons come with switches and know if your buttons come with wires, because not all buttons come with switches and not all switches come with wires. Just gotta insert all of these to my 12 nice little buttons. Right. Got a big old pile of wires over here. Alrighty. Just keep on feeding it in. Super easy. Super easy. And I do have some switches, I believe, for my joystick as well that I will put the wires on first, just to make it a little bit easier. Got 4 left. There we go. The blue connector, then the white connector. Super easy, super easy. And I don't believe it matters which way you put this. I think you can put either color on either one, because this is just letting the system know when a circuit is complete. It doesn't really have direction, these switches, I don't believe. There we go. Get this one as well. I do have a bunch of red buttons and a red joystick for this build. And I decided to go with the black MDF board from Ponoko this time. Instead of just the plain naked wood, I went for the black finished one. Here we go. Get the blue one as well. Then the white one. There we go. So those are all the switches. And now we'll just be taking my joystick here. Again, the Suzo Hap joystick. They already put the switches in there, which is really nice. You can see they get triggered when it moves this way, where you have to put a piece in there. And I just want to connect all these switches as well with some wires. And here's all the hardware for the joystick as well. And a nice little manual on how to put it all together. So we'll be doing that in a minute. So I do need 4 wires for this one as well. pretty much the same thing. They're the same switches. You just need to be able to tell for direction on this. So there's four possible directions: up, down, left, and right. And you can use 2 of them at the same time, so you can kind of go diagonal and so on. Yeah. Here we go. Got the blue one. Really like how they snap in there. Not worried about them coming out at all. I know it seems like a jumble of wires, but believe me, by the time it's done, you won't even know they're there. Alright, so that was that part. Now, let's just put in some of these buttons. I'm going to do red. There we go. Now just screw on these nice arcade buttons. Here we go. Oh, there's the wire in the way. There we go. Not super hard. Super easy. Let me just see the orientation of these right now. Alright, seems good to me. Got this one. Also have some player 1 and player 2 buttons. Gonna be start, player 1, select, player 2. That's what I want to have. So I'm going to put in my player 1 button here as well. This one matters which direction it is. Obviously, you've got to face the little person standing straight. There we go. Got the little person standing straight. I have the player 2 button here, so I might as well do the player 2. Player 2. There we go. Player 2, and then another red one. I wanted to go with just classic red arcade. Just so you know right away, that's an arcade controller. Okay. Now for these ones, let's just try to put in these right here. I remember it was easy. You just kind of swivel it in. Alright, I got one. Now I'll put these in. You definitely want to put these in after. The buttons won't fit in once you have these in, so just keep that in mind. Swivel this one as well. Easy enough, super easy to have these on there. Tighten these. And this one as well. There we go. These are really nice buttons as well, really high quality, to be honest. Can't go wrong with Suzo Hap. That's something I've realized making my last build. Alright, line up the bottom peg. There we go. So these 4 buttons and the USBs are ready. Now it's time to kind of put together the top part. Alright, so I'm going to slide this over. We're going to start putting together the top part. Alright, let's start with the joystick first. Let's see. What does the joystick say? Don't remember how to do this. So I'm going to install this part on first. There we go. Going to get my nuts and bolts. Just need 4 of them. There we go. Super easy to install these, honestly. Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. Really like the nice little red handle as well. And these are the other parts for the bag. I won't need any of the screws, but they do give you screws just in case you do need them. I just need these black pieces right here. The spacer, the guard, I would say, and then this little square right here. The way we do this, I'm going to actually put this on first. So I'm going to flip over my board. Well, not really. And you can see how these are grind down a little. Now they sit perfectly flat in there, so I'm going to just go ahead and put all these nuts and bolts, well, these bolts in here. Then I want to flip it over carefully if I can, without the screws falling out. And of course they did. Let's see if there's a better way to do this. If I can somehow gently flip it. There, I know. Just put a little bit of pressure on the nuts and bolts on this side. There we go. Perfect. Now they're exactly where I want it, and I want to just slide this on here. Nope, this way. Perfect. And I do have these nuts, and I will just tighten tighten these nuts on here. Perfect, perfect. And we'll go through with the screwdriver and a little bit of a wrench to super tighten these down in a moment. You can see this part comes together pretty quickly. I forgot there's this little black clamp ring in here as well that I do need. There we go. Let me just grab a screwdriver real quick. Okay. Now let's turn this over and let's tighten these up a bit. Screwdriver here. Whoop. Screwdriver here. And I need right there the bolts. Clamp this. Just tighten it up. Very nice. And repeat this for all of the sides. Alright. And then this one as well. Then the last one. Just having a hard time grabbing the last bolt with the pliers. Here we go. Nice and tight. Alright, on there. Now, let's put on some of the buttons, and I'll put on the joystick stick once it is all said and done. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's grab all the red buttons, take off all of the ends. There we go. All the ends. All the threading on these is very nice. Super smooth to take off. Alright, got 6 of them. Let's just slip them in here. It's always fun to watch these things come together. Oh, one more button over here hiding under the bag. See if I can take this off with one hand. There we go. Again, let's just sort of put a little bit of pressure. Let's just see if I can be able to flip this over without them falling everywhere. Easy. Now let's go ahead and put some of these rings on. One of them rings, we'll tighten these up after once I find the correct orientation. I just want the wires to be able to be free. Then I'll really start cranking them in. Alright. It seems my camera stopped recording because it ran out of space for a little bit, but I found my last switch. It was just hiding underneath me. I'm just going to put on these last connectors and then go ahead and slip it inside of here. Real quick and real easy. Then I will finalize it and tighten these all up. Alright, now let's just get these facing a nice direction, I would say. This looks like a pretty decent angle. Seems pretty good. You can hear them all clicking correctly. I'm just kind of hand tightening these, nothing crazy. If they are loose, you can just always open up the box and just tighten them as well. I may actually have these facing this same way. I feel like that would make the most sense. If I can get them to swivel around, that is. There we go. Sort of. I'll have this one facing this way. Actually, let me see if I can get these all in position real quick. I think I can get this one to spin this way. If this one is free. Then I can get this one to spin this way. If this one is free. Then I can get this one to spin this way. If this one is free. Alright, they're facing the direction that I would like. Alright, now let's tighten them on up. You can hear the buttons just clicking. That's alright. Nice. Seems like everything looks pretty good so far. Got all the buttons in there. Got the joystick ready to go in. Let me just crank these down, make sure they're nice and tight. Let's just test fit this in here real quick. Just see how everything kind of fits. A whole bunch of wires going on, but it's okay. This last little bit is caught. Nice. Looks like everything will fit inside of the box. Perfect. Now just screw on everything once it's all wired in there. Alright, now let's work on the joystick top. The joystick top is... How do we do the joystick top? It says you put this oval ring. You put this disc right here. Gonna have it facing this way. Then you stick it inside the hole. And then, oop, just hit my camera. Sorry, camera. Then you want to insert this little square peg inside there. And push it in. And insert this clamp ring. I can get it in there. I need my pliers around me. Alright, let's just get this in there. If I can just pop it in. There we go. There we go, got the ring in there fully. Oh, I completely got that off camera though, but I just put this little clamp ring on there, and now this little square peg is in there, so every time you move it, it triggers the buttons. That's exactly what you want it to do. Quite easy, quite easy. So now I got the joystick on there as well. Nice and red, how cool is that? Now let's just plug in things to the PCB board. The small little USB zero delay encoder. So these are all of the buttons. This is the joystick and this is the power. So let's go ahead and start plugging some stuff in. I'm going to plug in some of the buttons. Button. Just kind of in order, I would say. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got this one. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I got my joystick ones as well. Put my joystick ones up top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And some joysticks have a different pin. That different pin would go in here. Now I have the other 4 buttons that I need to plug in here from the front of my box. Let's just go slide this over. See if these can reach here right now. So let's do this one first. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. There we go. I have all of these buttons now wired up. The last thing we need to do to it is just plug in the power. So when I plug in the USB, it'll bring power to the device. So I just slide the power in the power slot. Boop. Clicked it right on in. Now everything's wired up. So theoretically, I should be able to just plug this in and it should work perfectly. I'm just going to add a little bit of Velcro tape in some of it to get some parts to stick together. Just give me 1 second. Alright, I just want to put a little bit of Velcro tape on this USB dock. just to keep it in there from knocking around. And I'm probably going to put a little bit of Velcro tape on the PCB board of the zero delay USB encoder. Just going to slip this on the side of this right here and just stick that into place. Just a nice little piece of Velcro just to hold it down from not moving. Then I'm going to cut a small little piece for the PCB board as well. Got myself another piece of Velcro tape, just some 3M Velcro tape. Should have a good enough hold, so just nothing sliding around makes me feel a little bit at ease. Just going to stick it on the bottom of the PCB itself. Little piece of plastic there, just on the bottom. Stick it on there, a little bit of pressure, and then I just want to go ahead and take it and set it right in here. There we go, just in place right there. You can see, nice and in place right there. Now I just want to go ahead and take this and sort of close it on up. Then the last thing to do is I gotta put 2 little screws in here. Let me go grab those screws real quick. For the final touches, just gonna screw in these screws, tighten everything down, then this box is honestly finished. And what's left to do is just test it and have some fun. I'm not gonna glue on the top because I want to be able to have it removable in case anything needs to get changed or anything like that. Here we go. 1 screw and then 1 left. The final touch. There we go. These screws are biting in real nice. It's getting hard to turn. My hands a little sweaty. There we go, and everything is nice and flush on this box. Awesome. Alright, and it's finally done. My tiny little arcade joystick controller. This is just a controller that you can use on any system you want. Anything with the USB, you can plug it in your computer, your emulator, your whatever you want. Plug it on in, program the buttons to say what you want it to do, and then use this as a nice little portable arcade controller. Smaller factory form, but not small enough where it's uncomfortable. Fits the hand very nicely. This model has 12 buttons. You got 8 up here, 2 down here, also the player 1 and player 2 button as well, and a nice little joystick as well. Let's just start off where I started with this project, and that is with this extremely crudely drawn plans right here. All I know is I wanted to make an arcade joystick controller, and I knew I wanted it inside of a box of some sort, and the boxes consist of 6 sides, so I just drew out my 6 sides and went along with it. I knew I wanted some rounded corners on this top part right here, so nothing would be jabbing into you, so I want these rounded corners, and I want it to be sticking out just a little bit, so there's a little bit of a lip here. And I knew I wanted a notch system. I wanted the corners and edges, you can see here, to kind of interlock with each other just like that. I wanted it to be easy for this box to assemble together, so I started writing the idea of notches, and then I started entering this information into a program called Inkscape and made some really nice vector lines. I sent those vector lines off to a company called Ponoko, and I ordered those vector line cutouts on a MDF board with melamine covering, so that's this black covering on it. I wanted something different other than just a plain wood, so I got this nice little black covering on it. Got all the parts laser cut out, got them shipped to me. And then I started to assemble the box. I started gluing in some wood strength units or just like corners, and then drilling into those and attaching these screws in all of the corners. So this box is extremely solid together. Everything is very flush. All the screws are flush in there, so nothing is sticking out. Everything was used with a countersink drill bit to really make it as flush as can be. So when you're playing this game, nothing is brushing up against you. I can completely rub my hands on there, not worried about any cuts or anything like that. Completely smooth, which is perfect. I wanted to use some really good arcade buttons, so I got myself some Suzo Hap arcade buttons and a Suzo Hap arcade joystick, the official ones. They're a little bit more expensive, but I think that they're worth it in my opinion. It's better to have quality over quantity, so I went with the best I could get, and I thought these were the best ones that I could get. They're really nice ones. You just fit them in these 30mm holes, you screw on the bottoms, and then you wire them up. I also got myself a USB dock with 3 or I think 4 USB ports. It's just a USB 3.0 dock, and I also got myself a USB extender, a 3.0 extender that fits flush into this middle 30mm hole as well, so you're able to plug in a controller, a phone, or charge something or anything you want through this one right here. So this goes to a USB dock in the center. The USB dock goes to these 2 right here, and also the PCB board for the zero delay USB encoder. So I do have a zero delay USB encoder in here as well that all of the buttons are hooked up to, so that feeds the information to whatever system you're playing it on, letting you know that when you push an input that it should command a button or something like that. Just wanted to make something really cool, a really nice size, a really high quality item right here. I wanted it to be the best I could be. I always have fun making these projects, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me along this process. And yeah, let me know what you think about it. I just want to say thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all doing wonderful today, and I just want to say keep on keeping on, and you can do whatever you put your mind to. Just keep going at it. I just want to say that. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, and have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I'll catch you all on the next one. And here I am, ready to test my little arcade controller, and what best way to test it than to be on my little arcade machine that I made. Check out the video if you're interested about something like that as well. Anyways, the first thing I gotta do is I gotta plug in my controller to my arcade machine, right in just the front USB hub. Then I need to set the controller for it, so I'm gonna go down to controller or configure input, and I'm going to configure my input. Yes, I'm going to hold A on my controller. Then I'm going to configure all the inputs. We got up, down, left, right, my start, my select, my A, B, X, Y, left shoulder, right trigger. Let's do this one. And then I want to scroll all the way down for my hotkey, and I'll make that player 1. And then that is my controller. Now I have to wait a second for this to load. It just takes a minute for it to load. I don't know why, it just does. So just be patient with me. Anyways, it was like a lot of fun to make this arcade controller. I really like doing projects like this. It really tests myself on some of my skills, and I'm just really happy with the way it came out. It looks really nice. I really love the buttons. Like the red theme makes me really think of arcade, and just a lot of fun. And now I should be able to control my arcade unit with it, and you can see it is working. And now I want to play a game called Shaolin's Road. So let's just go ahead and start that up. Let's see if I'll be able to get it on camera very well. Let's just go with it. Slowly it's booting up. Just a lot of fun. I went with the red buttons this time. On my original arcade machine, I have blue. Really cool. Love the feel of this. Alright, I'm going to add myself some credits. And then I'm going to start kicking some samurai butt. Honestly, this game is so much fun. Pretty much gotta kick the people, and you can't get kicked. I'm loving this controller right now. It's a perfect size. It's not too big, not too small, but definitely comfortable for your hands. I got one guy left. Come on down. There we go. Level 1 complete. So much fun. Love this controller. Doing wonderful. Let's see if I can get it a little bit of gameplay better. Oh! Uh-oh. About to get... Oh, got myself kicked too many times. Alright, alright. Here we go. This guy that's jumping in the air takes a couple kicks to beat him. Oh man, this is not good. Come on, come on. Let's go. Got this green orb that's flying around me now. What, I got like one guy left? No, I got like 4. You can jump up different levels as well. But just gonna hang out here for now. Got one guy left. Come on, get at me. There we go. Got him. Honestly, this game is so much fun. I love this game. So simple, so much fun. Just a couple buttons. Oh! In each level, your hit counter resets. You can only hit 3 times. Oh man, I mean 4 times. But when you beat the level, it goes back down to your hit 0. And I just got smashed. Alright, got one more life left. This is really just to test out the controller and have some fun with it. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah. Come on now. Oh, I thought I got him. Yup, he finally got me. So much fun. Well, I finally got beat. Anyways, so much fun to play this game. Looks like I got 2nd place out of, I don't know. Good enough. Anyways, so much fun to test out this controller, so much fun to make it. I had a blast making it. I love these sort of projects. A lot of fun testing it out. Everything seems to be working perfectly. Let's just enter the hotkey, and it takes me back to the menu. And I'm able to just browse right through with this. It's really cool that this is USB, so you can really use it whenever you want, a computer, an arcade machine, whatever you want to plug it into, that you're able to configure the controller input and really just play some games with it. So much fun, so really great quality. I'm really happy with it. Everything's very flush, everything's put together very nicely, no loose ends, really high quality parts, and I'm just overall super happy and satisfied with this project. Just want to say thanks for joining me on this video. I know it was a longer one, but it had a lot to cover, and I hope you enjoyed this sort of thing. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll catch you all on the next one.